But hello! Just pinched my ass cheek. It's been a minute. Really has. I don't know how this is picking up audio. I'm talking kind of quiet, but it's been a couple of years. Yeah. But don't worry, I'm going to talk to you. But I'm going to talk to you while I work on this piece of shit. So today on the roster, I have everything sideways. Don't bother. If you fall over on the floor. But today on the roster, we have parts. We have underbelly shield, fuel filter, timing belt cover, but I'm not going to put that on. Should have a timing belt coming in the mail today, tomorrow. Doing all 4 brakes, pads, rotors. Rotors, pads. What else? And that big box up on the shelf. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that also has some extra parts in it as well. And we're also going to do the front struts and the top hats. This car's had a top hat issue since I bought it. I believe it's top hats wherever you turn the wheel. It's like goes clunk, clunk, and then you have a pole in the direction that you just turned. So, real big deal. I hated that the entire time I owned this car. This is the 940, in case you didn't know.
DJ Tenebroso!
While it was pulling to the left, there it is. Actually, I think I have made a video on this car. A few, actually. Back when I was real ambitious. You don't have to watch this video at all. It's greatly appreciated if you do. And the real reason I really want to make YouTube videos isn't really for the potential fame, the popularity, the money. The real reason I want to make YouTube videos is because I have a really bad memory, and there's a lot of things that I do that I don't remember doing at all. Like somebody, for example, somebody from high school would send me a video of something that I was doing, and I was like, I did that? No, either that was a good thing or a bad thing. So the YouTube thing is something that I can go back and look on and have this cool little edited clip together of nothing but the good stuff video that I can look back on years from now. Real good deal, real humble beginnings, I guess, but here we are. 100 subscribers. Woohoo! 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 6 years of making YouTube videos. And I really want to start ramping up on it, and it's going to be rough. Rough starts again. So, let's start on why I stopped making videos. And that all started when my ex left me and I moved to Florida. While I struggle with this, I'm also going to try to multitask in telling you a story. Like I said, don't expect a life-changing story. It's more just like a sob story. But, dang, so much stuff in this. But, so yeah, my ex-girlfriend left me. All sad, boo-hoo, cry me a river. But, the moral of that story is the fact that I had really nothing to lose. I then quit my job at O'Reilly's, and I tried to do the online shipping thing because that was a real big trend back then, and I really thought that I could make something out of it. When overall I in fact could not. So it's yeah, I love the guy that put Loctite on that last "I love you." So then I got this job in Florida because the gig wasn't working out. I didn't really put too much effort into it either. I just kind of gave it a C-class effort, and well, I got my results. It didn't work. So I then heard about this job in Florida, and that job in Florida was regarding to solar. So it worked for me. I really enjoyed working for them. We might have to cut this short, hold on. right, change of plan. I'm gonna finish this bit, and then right after that, I'm gonna go right to just kind of a time lapse and a voiceover, because this is gonna take way too long. I need to get this done. I have a lot of things I need done today. So. Alright, so I've actually went ahead and done a considerable amount of work to the car, completely forgot about time. I'm bad at this, and I'm going to be bad, and that's okay, because I'm learning. I'm starting working on the turbo. There's the bigger one. Can't really say big turbo, because it's only a 19T. From a 13C to a 19T, that's a pretty big difference to this old girl. So yeah, next thing I'm working on, I'm taking the downpipe off, getting the turbo off, and I'm going to take the manifold off too, because I think I have an exhaust leak at one of the gaskets. So. Alright, so I completely forgot that I was supposed to record anything, and I've gotten quite a bit done. So, so far I have gotten the turbo tore apart to a point to where I was like, I should probably be recording this. Here we are. So, here's the 19T. It's a little bigger than the 13C that's currently on there. It'll be a noticeable difference. This one has a little bit of shaft play. That's alright. It'll live. It'll last me for a good while. So, yep. So, next thing, taking the downpipe off and carrying on my story. I don't remember where I left off. I think I sold the limo, living at my girlfriend's house, and then I went to California and I continued doing the solar thing, but in Florida. That wasn't the best. I was sick for the most of it. I was only there for like a week. I was sick for the most of it, and it completely ruined me as an individual. Because like people in California compared to Florida, a complete different demographic, and people in California are cold, lifeless people. Like, God, Jesus, dude. And it's a shame, because California is gorgeous, and it's a shame it's run that way. It's a shame that it's like that. Anyway. So yeah, I did that, changed me as a person. Now I'm at a point where like just recently what happened is I got a flat tire on my Subaru Brat. I have a Subaru Brat now too. And I got a flat tire a mile and a half, 2 miles from the house, and instead of asking somebody for a ride home, I decided to walk. In negative 22 wind chill, 0 degree, raining, or snowing, I guess, instead of asking for a ride home. That's how bad it made me. To where I don't ask anybody for help anymore. Any strangers for help. So, bad deal. What else? What happened next? Onward to underneath of the car. I'll carry on the story. So yeah, after that California deal, I bought a motorhome, and I lived in a motorhome. I think I was the most happy then as an individual living in that motorhome. It's hard to explain because it was all I had. You know, it was 1987. I tossed this like cruiser, 27 foot, and I remember that thing inside and out vividly, and I greatly miss it. But life goes on. Dang, this salt's taking it hard. Man, I've almost taken a beating with the few times I've driven it in the snow. God, need to wash it more. Good God. Alright! So a bunch of the stuff didn't fit on the Volvo. This is like a whole different day, a whole different clothes, whole different car. I don't know if I had this car when I was working on the Volvo. I might have. Who knows? I keep track. Well, it's warm. I lose track of time. I lose track of everything. But moving on. I don't remember where I stopped last, so you're just gonna have to work with me. After I repeat myself, I'll go through it in editing, and all this would have been for nothing, or this car is just gonna go like from one stage to a completely different stage. Anywho, I think I left off at moving in my mom's house, and then a motorhome, and then I moved back into my mom's house. I'm just gonna sum this up. I don't give a damn, dude. I'm not gonna be able to multitask like this. But yeah, so I just Florida, back home, Florida, back home, lived in my mom's, lived in a motorhome, back in my mom's, lived in a van. I lived in a van at one point. I didn't tell anybody. It's kind of like an embarrassing thing. I was reluctant. I really didn't move back to my dad's. I'm back at my dad's. This is my dad's house. And I'm just stuck. It's a real awkward time in history. It's a real awkward time to be a 22-year-old. Anywho, and yeah, so I got a new job, working damn near almost every weekend, blah blah blah. I'm an aircraft mechanic now. They didn't trust me to work on cars. They didn't trust me to work on Caterpillar heavy machinery, but brother, let me tell you what, they will do fucking anything to those $36 million jets. Within reason. I take my job very seriously. Alright, I take my job seriously. Alright, I'm not gonna get into fucking swearing. I'm not gonna get into the odds and ends, but in terms of my job in working on those planes, I do take it quite seriously. Anyway, I'm just gonna start working on the Brat. It's just gonna Brat. Oh yeah, I also bought a Brat too. You'll see that here in a little bit, but I have to get rid of this. I should probably scrap my Isuzu that's just sitting around that got totaled after I sold it. Oh yeah, that Isuzu Rodeo. I had it. I don't know if I made any videos on it. I probably didn't, but I had a 97 Isuzu Rodeo. I'm talking really fast. Work with me. I'm just trying to sum this up. I worked on it. I really liked it. It was really fun to drive. It ran really good. It drove really good. It was a 5-speed 2-wheel drive with a Dana 44 and an MUA 5-speed with a 3.2-liter V6. Anyway, it sounded like a sewing machine when I ran. It was real bad. Anyway, so I sold it to a lady. She drove it for a year and a half, totaled it, fled the scene, and then I had 2 letters come in the mail. One from a salvage yard telling me to come pick up my vehicle, and the other one from the Kansas Department of Revenue saying that my driver's license was suspended. And the only saving grace I had was a lousy picture of a bill of sale that was hardly legible, but it was legible enough. So all that stuff was dropped, and now I'm stuck with a wrecked vehicle that I went and paid $15, foaming at the mouth, $15 to get a new title for it. So that will be going away. I think I'm going to pull the axle and the transmission out of it, and I'm going to sell the axle because it's Dana 44. It's pretty strong. It's pretty valuable. It's worthwhile pulling. And then this 5-speed, I don't know. It's an MUA 5. It has the V6 bolt pattern. I'll probably keep it around just because I'm really bad at hoarding junk. As you can tell by the table that is currently being used as a storage area for currently a engine with a literal hole in the side of the block. Rest in peace, old reliable. That old pre-square block B230FT, my Volvo 940, really put in the work and ran. It did everything. It partied to the last minute, and it didn't make anywhere near 300 horse. I think what killed it was pinging, detonation. So yeah, it's I want to get the 940 back to what that did at full power, but without all the pinging and that event where innards become outwards. It's a bad deal.